Okay, today we were playing a game on King's Row. We were in the Platinum SR range, and we will be playing about half the game as Hanzo and about half the game as Soldier 76. I know we're McCree right now. We're not McCree for very long, like a minute, minute and a half, and then it's over to Hanzo, so don't worry about it. Current team composition is Reinhardt, Diva, McCree, Widowmaker, Bastion, and Anna. So it's not what I'd consider to be ideal, but the Widowmaker does change to Bridget, like 30 seconds into the round, so it's not the end of the world. That does leave us with McCree Bastion, which is not what I'd consider to be an ideal team composition. We'd rather have a few different DPS than Bastion, but, you know, sometimes life is just difficult like that. So, anyway, let's just start the game. So we have to attack King's Row first. We've learned they have a Symmetra immediately. She kind of gave that one away. They do also have a Pharah. I think we saw the Pharah before the game actually started, so obviously we want to focus her as McCree. She doesn't super expose herself right at the start, but she is over there on the right side of the statue. That side of the screen, actually. And we get a little bit confused here. I'm assuming because we didn't realize we got hit by the concussive blast, because it still brought up the damage indicator, but no, she's over there on the right side of the statue. So we're going to start going around. We're looking for Pharah still. There she goes, and she's boxing herself in pretty bad. Like, this is a pretty bad way for her to try and escape this situation. We've heard the flashbang a little early, but I mean, she wasn't getting out of that one with her life. The Diva was going to have to be legendarily bad for her to survive that one. So, we could hang out up here, but unfortunately McCree's effective range isn't actually that long, so we're going to have to jump down sooner or later and start going forwards. So, Bridget is swinging at somebody behind us, or she could just be swinging for the sake of it. I do that. Yeah, she's just swinging for the sake of it. Throw the flashbang a little bit early again, don't quite catch. Oh, she's behind us. Threw that a little bit early, didn't actually get the Reinhardt. I love the new visual effects on the shield. Like, this is so much clearer than it was previously. So, Symmetra's behind us. We're going to change to Hanzo now after a little bit of deliberation. Staying on McCree would have been fine, but we weren't really getting, like, much value out of it, to be fair. I don't like this Hanzo skin. I don't know why. There's just something about this Hanzo skin that bothers me. I don't really like any of Hanzo's skins, though. People went crazy over the Christmas skin, and I was like, I don't know, he kind of looks like a douchebag, to be perfectly honest with you, but, you know, whatever. So, still have the Pharah. We're playing Hanzo, so, you know, we can still kill a Pharah relatively easily. Diva's throwing that in way... Oh, fucking Symmetra's pretty optimistic on that one, isn't she? She's like... she went way further than that, so nobody died to it all the same, because that was a really bad use of self-destruct, but it was also a pretty bad use of the photon barrier. That's what it's called, I think. So we've suddenly span around because we've been informed that Pharah is behind us somewhere, so we're looking for her right now. We haven't found her, but we found McCree. So, as pretty unexpected, I would say. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, he's just as surprised as anybody else. Oh, Pharah was over there as well, but it's McCree up there as well. So, we didn't know he was up there. We got took by surprise by somebody who would love to fight us in a confined location like that, point blank, where he can just stun us and shoot us. So, sometimes you get taken by surprise. As far as we knew, it was just Pharah. But, no. Turn the master volume way down to 2%. That's a little bit on the low side. I mean, I say that, mine's probably like 7%, to be fair, but I also have just my computer at max volume at all points in time. So I'm guessing we're doing something in another window or at our desk right now. So now they have a May. This is not really the end of the world to Hanzo still anyway. Nano-boosted Bastion, very scary. Oh, he's been nano-boosted. It's a very inconvenient, the photon barrier. Oh no, many people have been earth-shattered. So, rather than shooting at this man right now, and I understand that we do want this man to be dead, really, we aren't bringing much to getting that man dead right now. You know what I'd rather do right now? Take a few pot shots at these exposed support players back here, because look, there's a Widowmaker, Jesus fucking Christ. There's a Mercy and an Anna just, like, standing out, all exposed, because their tank's all over here doing stuff like this right now. Yeah, you know, this sucks. We'd like him to be dead if at all possible, but you know who I would really like dead? It's them. And they've got nobody protecting them right now except a soldier. That might be McCree. No, that's Symmetra, isn't it? She's in a similar pose to Soldier, but no, that's like definitely Symmetra. I'm actually just like having a stroke, I suspect. Seeing as I attempted to call Mercy Widowmaker a second ago as well. But, I mean, that boy's nano boosted, we're behind him, so we can't even get a headshot on him at the time. Like, I'd rather just shoot at the supports, who were quite exposed at that moment in time. Ooh, Mercy's fucking going in. We didn't kill her, tragically enough. Oh, Jesus. That's fair enough, yeah. Somebody said, no, don't waste it, right as we fired that one, but there's, like, not really much the Reinhardt, can do to get around this one, right? Because even if he doesn't walk, like, he walks through the dragon, which is obviously helpful because he just dies. But, like, his options are walk through the dragon, because he just charged. He can't charge back to safety. His options are walk through the dragon or tuck into this corner where he won't get hit by the dragon, but the rest of us can just come around the corner and kill him anyway. So, and Mercy's back here with him as well, so she's pretty fucked at the same time. So it's one of those things where, like, they're left with not a great solution to that situation. So we have just lunged directly into a Mei, which is not really recommended. It's because we wanted that person dead, because we saw they were almost dead, but we just, like, lunged right into a Mei, which is not recommended. It wasn't a waste. It wasn't a waste, this is true. It killed 2 people. That's the ult. The ult from a second ago. So they now have a Zenyatta, I saw. Hold on, let's go back. They have a Zenyatta. Well, they have a Bastion now as well, but only Reinhardt. And their Reinhardt, he's shown himself to be a fairly aggressive boy, so he might expose the Bastion. Either way, it's relatively easy for Hanzo to harass people on this map, because there's convenient high ground to abuse, because we can go up here. Whew. And then look, we're up here. We can be nice and annoying from up here, and we can also come through here and be annoying over there as well. And then if they actually start giving up ground, we can even go over to the other roof and be annoying over there. There's a fair bit of high ground we can actually abuse on this map, and it's relatively annoying for them to deal with it, because their only way to get to the high ground is Symmetra's teleporter, which is relatively telegraphed. Haha, teleporter, telegraphed, ha 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 ha. So Mei is, like, very much overextending right now, but Bastion, our Bastion, the beacon of skill that he is, has decided that he's just gonna sit there. He can see that Reinhardt's left him behind, but what does he decide he's gonna do? He's gonna stare the other Bastion in the eye, and he's gonna tell him, no sir, I, Rainbow Dash, will kill you. And what happens? Our hero, Rainbow Dash, is struck down for some reason. I don't know how that could have possibly happened, actually. Doesn't make any sense. Bastion's infamous for the difficulty to kill him if he's just out in the open. My wall climb cancel. Yeah, I was very unfortunate. It tends to get a little bit fucked up with Mei, I've noticed. I've seen a lot of situations where a Genji or a Hanzo have ended up dying because the wall climb has not quite worked out properly with Mei's wall. I mean, you know, because this is a very well-programmed game. There's never been any issues, no sir, no sir. So nano-boosted tank is happening, but now, oh, the new Blizzard particle effect is so much better as well. Like, look at that. You can actually tell something terrible is happening to you. Whereas, like, look at that, it's a nice big dome and everything, rather than just a little rim at the bottom. Like, oh, you can actually tell something terrible is happening to you. Because there are a few situations with the old particle effect where you could be, like, above it, but you're still getting affected by it, but you can't actually see the particle effect very clearly anymore, because it's, like, below where you are. But if it's a nice just dome, you can, like, fully appreciate how fucked you actually are, which I think is an important aspect of the game. Also, we can call it the snow globe rather than just the blizzard now, which is nice, I think. So their May's dead. This is very convenient. This is also quite a nice map to have Dragon Strike on, because nice long corridors that you can just dragon down, and then there aren't that many ways to get out of it. So we've spotted Bastion over there. Didn't really need to use the Sonic Arrow on him, because, I mean, what's he gonna do from over here, right? Like, what big jukes are we gonna expect him to do around the wall? We know what he's up to. The Dragon Strike, I also feel, is fairly excessive, because that boy is very exposed right now. Like, he's up there all by his lonesome. Reinhardt wasn't attempting to protect him. We could have just shot this guy. We didn't need to overreact and fire the dragon at him as well. We could save the dragon for the rest of the team over there instead. Zenyatta had Transcendence, as we can see, so it would have ended up probably not accomplishing much of anything, but it didn't accomplish much of anything just firing it at Bastion either. So, a lot of people have started dying. Oh, Mace Hose looks so much better as well. What, man, this game is so much better now than it was 2 years ago. Can you believe, it's amazing to look back at, like, how terrible, Overwatch was just 2 years ago. No hero limit, like, you could just do whatever the fuck. McCree's flashbang, not McCree's flashbang, that would be stupid. McCree's Fan the Hammer did 420 damage. Oh, D.Va couldn't fire her guns while she was boosting. Defense Matrix wasn't a resource, it was just like a 13-second cooldown. Like, oh my god, this game was so bad. Oh. Dark times, dark times. Zenyatta had 150 health, and Transcendence didn't give any kind of move speed bonus to him. Oh my god, this game was so bad. Oh god, Bridget wasn't in the game yet. Oh, Jesus, terrible, terrible times. So, Bastion is dead. It looks like D.Va threw herself off the map, so suboptimal, to say the least. We did decide to change to Soldier right here. I don't really support that decision. I don't think Soldier's that good on King's Row, because there aren't, like, that many good sightlines to really take advantage of. Because, like, even standing here is, like, risky because, you know, we get frozen, like, right, like, in 2 seconds. Because, like, you can kind of get snuck up on relatively easily from here. And it's very hard to, like, use Tac Visor, because there's, like, a lot of, little alcoves and corners on, like, this map, just in general, for people to get out of the way of. Like, I've never seen a Tac Visor on King's Row ever kill more than, like, 2 people. And they had to be, like, pretty out of position for that to happen. So, Symmetra was up to some shit right there. Tragically, we didn't break the teleporter before she actually got back in it. This is, like, the situation where you chuck the missiles at it anyway. Just in general, fire the missiles, like, more often. Like, if you can hit something with the missile, fire the missiles. They're not really a cooldown to treasure that much, because Soldier's whole thing is just about doing as much consistent DPS as possible, and if you use the missiles as frequently as you possibly can, you will do more DPS. Ideally, you also use it to cancel the animation on your reload as well, because he does the whole eject clip, slap new clip in, and then it does the cock. It doesn't need to do the clock. He's finished reloading once he's slapped it in. So you can just unload into something and then cancel the reload with the, or part of the reload anyway, with the micro missiles, and you will do significantly more damage. Not significantly more damage. You will do more damage. And it's only a 7-second cooldown. It's purely a damage-based cooldown. It has no kind of utility attached to it, so it's not like, you know, it's not like you're going to use your fucking escape to do more damage or something like that. So just chuck it out there. If you can hit something with the micro missiles, just chuck them out there. And people always go, well, what if I need it to win a duel or something, though? What if a duel unexpectedly happens and I need the micro missiles? Soldier isn't a dueling hero, so I don't know why you're particularly worried about that. But also, it's only a 7-second cooldown. The chances of a duel breaking out where, and like, you have Biotic Field. Like, Soldier's quite hard to kill, really. Like, as far as DPS go, he's pretty tanky, all things considered. So, the chances of you being in a fight where you need micro missiles and not being able to get the cooldown up again is relatively slim. It's only 7 seconds, and Soldier's quite hard to kill. He's also not a dueling hero. He's a consistent DPS hero. So just chuck those micro missiles out whenever the fuck. Just in general, all soldiers, throw those missiles out there. Just do that DPS. Even if you're just chucking it into a barrier. Fuck it, you did 100 damage spike to that barrier suddenly. That's 5% of Reinhardt's barrier. Right there, you know? Even more if it's like Orissa's. So Bastion is nice and tucked in over there right now. And fortunately, D.Va's big bulky body right here is in the way. We interrupted our reload with the micro missile there, didn't we? Yeah, we did that a little bit too slow, so then we have to reload again. So, Plat is the SR where this kind of starts to matter, like doing this kind of thing. Because if we just waited, like, where do we reload? Like, if we waited, like, just like 0.2 seconds longer, we wouldn't have had to do the second reload. And then that makes it, we do a lot more damage suddenly. We don't have, oh look, the snow globe. It would have been a lot easier to kill the Symmetra quickly. Because we wouldn't have to reload again after firing the micro missiles. It's the point where it starts to matter. And you can cancel it with all the animations as well. And it's just, you know, you're reducing your downtime. It's like if you're playing like Tracer, you want to blink while you're reloading. And then we C9'd it. Unfortunate. Touch the payload. It's like with the concept with Tracer, right? You reload while you're blinking. Or you blink while you're reloading, I should say. Because then you're just doing something with your downtime. Whereas Soldier, we can actually, like, cut our downtime down slightly. What a good sentence that was. So now I've repeated that one a good, like, 12 or 18 times. That's how I am. I like to repeat the same point infinitely, because I'm not a smart man. I don't have that many points to make, so I've got to make sure I wring as much content out of the things I do know as possible. So now we're defending. This is a kind of scary place to stand, like, right at the start, because there's a attacking team on King's Row relatively likely to have a Widowmaker. But no, we don't see anybody up in there. Sometimes they wait around the corner, though, for like half a second, then poke their face out to try and shoot you, so it's a little bit scary, but no Widowmaker today, no reason to be afraid. So this isn't a great place to stand right at the start, because you can't really see past the statue. We can shoot through the tree, certainly enough, and we do manage to catch this Reaper coming around, but like, it's a bit of an awkward line of sight right at the start. It's a little bit better to use once they actually start like making a little bit of progress through the gate. So they still have the Symmetra. We have now jumped off the high ground and immediately realized that we don't really like that idea. No, I thought we were going to go back to the high ground, which is what we could have done right here. Because, I mean, staircase is on the right side, put us back on the high ground, you know. But instead we run around this way. And this is just a significantly worse angle to fight in. So Winston's jumping on us right now. We just put the biotic field down and fight the Winston, because he's trying to fight us alone. Soldier is this way, where if Winston jumps on you and he's by himself, fuck that Winston. Just put that biotic field down and fight that boy. There's not much he can do about that one. All he can do is hope you're really bad and, like, miss all your shots, or somebody helps him. You can do the similar thing with D.Va, but D.Va can kill you through biotic field if D.Va is good enough at tracking. So that's a little bit riskier, but the chances of the D.Va killing you through biotic field are still pretty slim. Like, you can basically, like both the diving tanks as Soldier, you can just stand your ground, put biotic field down, and fight them. Winston's bubble doesn't look that much clearer. Like, Reinhardt's barrier cracking is, like, much clearer. I'm assuming we heard Reaper when we were looking for him. Because we've suddenly, like, spun around pretty extremely. Can I hear something over here? No, I didn't hear anything. It's possible I just can't hear it. But I'm assuming we heard something based off of how we suddenly span around to start looking for them. So there, Reinhardt did use Earth Shatter, and he hit a few people, it looks like. and quite a few people died also, so, yeah. Thought Caller is a pretty good name, actually. I'm a fan of that one. So we're standing real far up right now. Reaper's up to no good. I'm guessing we didn't see him, because that's free real estate right there. That's just the free kill. Reaper's doing something like that, you're playing someone like Soldier, it's free real estate. You can kill that boy for free. But I'm guessing we didn't see him because we were, like, focused on the Reinhardt right there. We know Reaper's up here. We should not do this. This is what Soldier is not good at doing. We should not be trying to pick the fight from this angle, because if Reaper just, like, comes around that corner at us, we die. See? We die. We die. We should not be doing that. That's not what Soldier does. Soldier is a long-range, consistent DPS hero. We don't go up and, like, pick fights with people close range like that. Especially not someone like Reaper, who would love nothing more than to pick fights with us like that. So, this is one of those games where I ultimately don't see us impacting the eventual outcome of it, because we get fucking wrecked, basically, don't we? Like, this is, like, not even remotely close. And we do have to be going to touch the payload right now, but we have not done so. We've come back over here to fight these people. We had to go touch it. But, we got, like, fucking wrecked. So it's hard for me to see a way to change the outcome of that as Soldier. Outside of, like, the not particularly helpful advice of, well, just fucking play like a... Are you gonna kill anybody? Are you gonna actually kill anyone, Bastion? Anyway, like, outside of the just, well, you were playing a DPS, so you could have just played like a god and killed all of them and then won the game, but that's not necessarily the most consistent advice to give someone. I don't think that one really gets affected much by us. It might have been better to pick Pharah, just based off of what the enemy team was, like, kind of likely to do. Because we saw that person play Symmetra the entire way through, and you would hope that he would change off for attack, but I mean, probably not. People, like, we saw him play Symmetra the entire first round, so I kind of expect that to keep coming back at us. The other guy changed to, Bastion towards the end, presumably because he was upset by our Bastion. And then they also had a Mei as well. So they had a lot of people that would... At the end of the previous round, they had a lot of people that Pharah is good at fighting. And then that remained true through the second round. Hindsight is 20/20, you know. But they, instead of, like, the Mei, it turned out to be Reaper, who was still countered by Pharah. So maybe if we picked Pharah, we would have been in a better position to do something about it, just based off of what they were at the end of the round. I don't think it's too much to ask to intuit that they would probably stay on those heroes, or pick similar heroes at least, and they stayed on Reaper similar. Because, like, as Soldier, I don't see us doing anything to affect the defending round right there. We just got, like, absolutely fucking slammed on. And, you know, Soldier is this way where if his team, like, starts losing ground, he isn't great at slowing the enemy team's momentum unless he has his ultimate, and by the time we built up our ultimate, it was basically already over by that point anyway. So anyway, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us, and I hope you found the video helpful.